What's going on, guys? I'm sure you've all used SSWGH.gg or maybe even Hot Utils before. These are pretty common tools that even players who don't necessarily use Discord still use. But there are some other tools in this game and some external tools in this game that really do help both with roster progression, or maybe it's just the basics like modding, maybe it's even stuff like mod loadouts, or even TB focused content. And in this video, I'm gonna aim to show you guys some tools you may have known about or may not have known about and how to get the most out of them. Now guys, I'm just gonna go out there and say, firstly, I'm not sponsored by any of the tools or any of the developers who produced any of these tools, just so you guys know. I am talking based on my thoughts alone. And the second thing I want you guys to know is that even if you do not spend money, there's still going to be tools here that you can use. And the last thing to take into account, guys, is that there are many tools out there, and I'm only picking 5 to talk about today. So guys, the first tool is the most obvious. We all know about it, SSWGH, and it got the lift of a lifetime when the Grand Arena Insight came out. So what does SSWGH do and why is it so good? Well, the first thing is it's really a database for the entire game. Like, you can see the stats of characters, you can then identify the relic, the mastery gains, which, guys, you might want to watch the video that's coming up on the screen now if you're interested in mastery gains. And it also lets you just see the speeds of characters, the modding of characters, it lets you see the GAC history, everything, guys. It's really strong, but there's really 3 or 4 parts of it that are the best and the ones that you guys at home need to be using on a daily basis. And the first tool from SSWGH that we're going to be using is actually going to be something we've already mentioned, and that is GAC Insight. Now, if you do not pay, because this is a paid service, you can still use GAC counters. This is like their free version, okay? Now, GAC Insight, I think it costs like $9 or $10 a month. It's a little bit expensive, but as far as Swgoh tools go, it's the best tool on the market right now, without a doubt. But you can still get a lot of insight by going GAC counters. And the reason for this is you can immediately see, does something work, and if not, why, and if it does, why, and that's basically it, guys. It's really useful. Now, there is another tool. It's not in the 5 today, but it is a tool you guys should be using, and if you're someone who doesn't pay for GAC Insight, then you are someone who should be using Grand Arena Science. There's also a Discord server, guys. I'm going to link it in the comments. You guys need to go there. It's a website set up by Kin. Kin is a really experienced player, and in comparison to .gg, this requires video proof, video evidence of each counter working, and preferably explanations. And this is really good again for being able to find out those counters in a little bit more of an accessible format. We also have the GAC history, so you can see what's working on defense, what's working on offense, and if you need to change something. And for those of you who don't have Hot Utils and you still want to see a comparison, you have the GAC bracket system. This is going to allow you to see your opponents in your bracket and make a comparison. It will show you Gear 12 units, Gear 11 units. It's going to show you your Galactic Legends, your Omicrons, your Zetas. But do note, guys, the Omicrons on here is only showing Grand Arena. It does not show all the Omicrons. So you may have 45 Omicrons, but if you only have 20 of them Grand Arena, it's only going to show 20. This is honestly a really good tool. Now, guys, moving on to the second tool that you guys should probably be using, if you're not already, is actually going to be the Echobot. So the Echobot, guys, is a TB, however, it does have a little bit of TW synergy. And it's basically made by Echobase. It's the Echobase app, Echobot. And what it's going to be doing is showing you guys the TBs, platoons, and you can also designate those platoons with the bot. Now, unfortunately, you can also do this with Hot Utils. However, Hot Utils is also going to require a certain payment, which to use guild tools is a little bit higher than the regular payment, which you may not have. But Echo Base is so good. The Echobot is so good because it allows you to really identify your platoon weaknesses, because you get a little chart come up on your screen and you can literally click a button and it says you need 4 of these, you're missing 3 of these, and you can just instantly plan out what platoons you need for TB and you can apply them straight away. This is so important, guys, especially now that territory battles is just the platoon requirements, right? In Rise of Empire, if you don't get your platoons done, you're not going to be seeing success. So once you're in the website, you can go to TB platoon assignment, and from here you can see all of the platoons you need in order to succeed. So you can go to phase 1 and we can have a look at the different platoons you need, and you can see exactly the characters you're going to use, and you can see the grouping rules. You can set up everything. So say there's someone in your roster who has an Omicron, you can make it prioritize people without the Omicron to platoon. Honestly, guys, it's a tool you should be using. Go ahead, if you're an officer in a guild, have a look at this app and do use it. And that brings us up onto the next tool, guys, which is in synergy with the last one. And this is a TB related tool, guys, which is going to be doing the following. It is an interactive TB map, right? I know, guys, it's as cool as it sounds. So guys, what this is going to be doing, and there are currently 3 of these out. There is one for light side geo, one for dark side geo, and now there is actually one for Rise of Empire. This one didn't exist before, so that is really, really nice. And what it's going to be doing here, guys, is it's actually going to be, one, showing you the map, which is just incredibly good. You can see the exact platoons you're going to need, whereas you can't deploy them this way. It's just a website, guys. And on top of that, you can see each mission, what characters are required. It links a video, normally Bit Dynasty, because they are the absolute king of producing content for these sorts of things. Like, if you need a guide, guys, Bit Dynasty is the guy. Now, the reason this is so good is because it just allows you to prepare some teams for the future. Say, for example, you're someone who's in a decent guild. Eventually, you're going to be doing the Relic 8 missions. Maybe you just want to know what works. And by doing this and looking at this, you're actually going to get a very good understanding of this. Now, unfortunately, you are going to find out by using this that TB Omicrons become a necessity partway through, because as you progress, it does become much harder to max wave. And whilst waves aren't as important, guys, you should still be aiming to do them, right? But this is a really, really good tool nonetheless. Now, guys, moving on to the next tool for today's video, and it is going to be another household favorite. Again, if you don't use this tool, you are doing something wrong, guys, and this is going to be Hot Utils. Hot Utils is a great tool. It's been around for many, many years, and it gives you so much functionality. It allows you to change your mods, to save your mods as loadouts. It then allows you to swap them whenever you want. It allows you to mass slice and mass upgrade mods, although that isn't as important nowadays because, hey, we finally got mod changes. It also allows you to set up mod filters more in depth than game, and this allows us to really go into detail and work out what mods we want to keep and what ones we don't want to keep. One of the things that I really like about Hot Utils is that you can mass lock and mass unlock mods as well. Really, really useful. But the tools don't stop there. If you're a guild officer, if you're a leader, you can set up ticket regulations, so your bot is going to track how the tickets, maybe even DM those people who don't get tickets every day. Really, really good tool to use. On top of that, you have got the account planning tab, let's call it. What this is going to be doing is you can really track how long it's going to take you to progress in this game. It will tell you based on your gear, based on what's going on right now, your refreshes, statistically, how long is it until you get this character. Now, unfortunately for many of you, are going to look at Rise of Empire and it's going to say, hey buddy, you're looking at about 20 years until you max. And I'm going to be laughing because I'm only 4 years away, guys. But yeah, for most of us, it's a really, really good tool. Another tool that's really good on Hot Utils is the Bronzium pack opener. No one wants to ruin their hands and wrists by repetitive strain injury by opening Bronziums. And on top of that, guys, you also have the most important tool for Hot Utils, which is the playground, guys. If you don't use this, you are doing something wrong. If you are wanting to mod without doing it manually, Mod Playground is the way. You can calculate everything, input everything, save it as loadouts, share it with your guildmate, and it's just such a good way to mod. Really, really strong. And then there's one more tool for Hoity Tales, and that is obviously the GAC Compare. But like I said, you may choose to do the free-to-play alternative with .gg for that as well. And guys, that brings us on to the final tool that I'd recommend all of you use in your daily Swgoh basis. Now, the C3PO bot is my favorite bot in this game. Now, there is obviously the DSR bot, there is also the Omega bot, there's all loads of them, right? But the reason that I like the C3PO bot is because it actually, you can use it to identify what mod sets or what characters will look like at relics. And this is so good for planning. It also lets you just create some guild focus. So say you're someone who does the cam mission, or say you're someone who does the Tambor mission, or even the Reaver mission. You can create a template, it then saves it, anyone can type in this command and it automatically checks your mods against the template and tells you if you can do it or you can't. Really, really useful. And on top of this, guys, it's just such a good bot. I use this bot all the time. I think it's really, really underrated. Now, obviously, a lot of people go for the DSR bot. That's the one that gives you mod scores. But you can get mod scores in other locations. I honestly think the C3PO bot is just one of the best bots you can use, guys. And it's just so good for planning. So good for when you're wanting to relic teams or just see what a team looks like. So say you unlock, I don't know, Imperial Super Commando this morning, right? And then you're like, I've got him Gear 12. I want to relic him. What's the stats going to look like? Put your mod set on you're going to use, go into the bot, type in the command, and then all of a sudden the magic is performed. You're now going to see what your Imperial Super Commando looks like when he's relic 5 or when he's relic 7, whatever you choose. You can see the exact stats, and it's just so good for being able to mod and work out if the set's actually as good as it seems. Guys, there's so many different tools you can use. We only named a few of them. Like I said, there's DSR bot, there's a Mega bot, there's also a Raid bot, there's the Wookiee bot, we have other bots. Man, there's like, when it comes to bots like Discord bots, there's actually so many of them. But guys, it's just crazy. There's so many different tools for this game. We didn't even cover all of them. I wish we could have done, but these are just 5 of them that you guys need to go out there and use. Now guys, if you're still here and still watching, I hope that like button's been hit, and I hope you're subscribed because there's more content to come, guys. We are almost at 2,500 subs on this channel, guys, and the second we do, R9 Dash will be applied, taking me to a full R9 Dash team. Make it happen, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Glurmit, and as always, guys, have a glurmin day.